Good evening, and welcome to the 55th Annual Commencement Ceremony at Governor Livingston High School. I ask you to join me in welcoming our Board of Education members and district administrators, escorted by the GL Bagpipers. Mrs. Judith Ratner, Mr. Scott McKinney, Mrs. Helen Kirsch, Mr. Bill Casano, Mr. Gerard Crisonino, Ms. Jean Parker, Ms. Christine Riley, Mr. Doug Reinstein, Mr. Dennis Smalley, Mr. Johnson Caglia, Mrs. Donna Fellozola, Ms. Joyce Hayes, Mr. Michael Scara, Ms. Michelle Gardner, Mrs. Grace Acosta, Mrs. Ann Corleyhand, Ms. Patty Gasparini, Mr. Frank Geiger, Mr. John Morriso, Mrs. Jessica Nardi, Mr. James Finley, Mr. Stephen Hopkins, Mr. Kevin Mora, Ms. Lori Scott, Mr. Drew Ziobro, and might I add, the new principal, Mr. Robert Nixon.
Mrs. Ratner, Mrs. Fellozola, Board of Education members, members of the Town Council, parents, family, friends, faculty, and guests. I welcome you all to the Governor Livingston High School graduation program and would like to ask you to please rise and direct your attention to the flagpole by the rock where James Longo and Christopher Marzo will place the ceremonial claymore into the rock. The students will then be led onto the field by senior class advisors, Mr. Shiroka, Ms. Rodriguez, and Ms. Mims. Please remain standing as Joshua Quinn will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. He will be joined by Emily Harriet, who will sign. Please then remain standing for the singing of our national anthem by the Governor Livingston Choir.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please remain standing for the national anthem.
Please be seated. Good evening, and once again, I welcome you to the 55th Governor Livingston Commencement Ceremony. Based upon the threat of poor weather conditions and our belief in the importance of being lifelong learners, we will be adjusting our graduation program this evening. We will begin our ceremony with the presentation of diplomas. Following this presentation, the golf carts will be made available to guests who may require assistance or would like to depart the ceremony early. The ceremony will then proceed as weather permits with our graduation remarks and musical selections for as long as the weather holds out. I thank all of you for your cooperation and flexibility. At this time, I will turn the program over to our Superintendent of Schools, Mrs. Judy Ratner.
Good evening. It is my belief that we are all going to get through the entire program this evening, but I'm going to start off by sharing with you that it is my distinct privilege to affirm the recommendation of the faculty of Governor Livingston High School and the endorsement of Principal Scott McKinney, certifying that the students seated before us have met the requirements of the Berkeley Heights Board of Education and the State of New Jersey for the conference of the state-endorsed high school diploma with all its rights and privileges. It is my honor to congratulate all of our graduates and wish you the very best in your future. You have made us so proud over the years that you've been here at Governor Livingston. It is now my honor to introduce Mrs. Helen Kirsch. And Mrs. Kirsch, Board President, I now present the 2015 graduates of Governor Livingston High School for the award of their diplomas.
Thank you, Mrs. Ratner. It is certainly a proud night for all of us. As I look across the crowd gathered here this evening, I see a sea of anxious faces. Graduation ceremonies always evoke a myriad of emotion that run the gamut from happiness to sadness, excitement to melancholy, anticipation to trepidation. I see enthusiastic graduates, many of whom may be wishing the ceremony was over so that the caps can fly and the party can begin. I see parents, grandparents, family, and friends reflecting on those unforgettable childhood memories, unable to believe how quickly those years have passed. Graduates, as individuals, you each have so much potential. I know that here we've only begun to scratch the surface of your capabilities. As you move on, keep in mind that now is your time to push those boundaries and excel. Drew Houston once said, "Your biggest risk isn't failing, it's getting too comfortable." As a class, you have walked so far together. You've grown very close, not only building dreams of your future, but also creating memories that you will carry with you forever. I promise you that as the years begin to pass, you will look back at the time you spent here at GL, and those memories will always bring a smile to your face. I know they do to mine. Graduates, you've worked hard these last 3 years, but you can't stop now. I want you to reflect on all that you have learned here, build on those lessons, and carry that knowledge with you in the days to come. In the words of Arnold Schwarzenegger, and I wish I could do his voice, you can't climb a ladder of success with your hands in your pockets. Today will be yesterday, but tomorrow you will begin to unearth all those dreams you dreamed. That you find those dreams is the wish I leave with you today. It is truly an honor to represent the Berkeley Heights Board of Education here tonight. On their behalf, I want to wish each of you the continued success. You've dreamed about this day, and now it's finally come. Buckle in, hold on tight, your life has just begun. Congratulations.
Thank you, Mrs. Kirsch. At this time, I would like to introduce Amanda St. Clair and Joshua Quinn, who will read the names of our graduates.
Christopher Marzo. James Richard Longo. Ethan Forrest Froman. Marcella Gabrielle Martinez. Dominique DeRose. Evan Carrot. Taylor Deland. Austin William Irving. Luke Blecker. Eliana Moncada. Julia Catherine Martin. Rachel Eva Skirker. Emily Harriet. Caitlin Wells. Araceli Garena. Alec Dougherty. Rachel Matera. Henry Robert Haddad. Dina Shea. Kyle George Bandits. Patrick John Maurer. Kyle Brackman. Alexandra Pianachka. Quentin Gabera. Abigail Tatasto. Claire Pauline Holbert.
Matt Skolnick. Stephanie A. Bade. Juliet Noel Sabella. James Christopher O'Brien. Kona Haramoto. Kayla Rosman. Ryan Zucker. Ashley Riegler. Andrew Duraha. John Martin Hanna. Bernie L. Green. Timothy Park. Erin Hannaford. Ryan Elizabeth Shepard. Emma DeMeo. Celeste Theodosia. Jacqueline Sparrow. Connor Berquist. Catherine Ann Gonzalez. Taylor Burkett. Drew Weston Tweeden. Vanessa DeLuca. Benjamin Chen.
I had no doubt, no doubt.
Joseph A. Leonardis.
Oh, that looks great. I love it.
Paige Julia Benson. Dana Claire Vogelzang. Beatrice Faith Collins. Matthew Patone.
Catherine Matlin. Elizabeth Cardone. Kelly B. Rice. Sarah Cohen. Jasmine Fong. Ryan Bonk. Zoya Tao. Peter James Krasny. John M. Tedesco. Mia Litiove Teig. Emily Lam Herring. Isha Marotra. Shri Marotra. Julia Yang. Caitlin Rose Dalia. Emily G. McLaughlin. Cassandra Marie Qualia. Ellie Light. Anthony Denizzo. Emily L. Tinarella. Michael Joseph McKenna. Megan Rose Compton. Timothy Hardina. Carrie Sheridan. Aziza N. Kalfani. Daniel Jonathan Belfort. Harrison Zorian. Brian Schomburg.
Vincent Palomeni. Michael Falk. Alexa Irusi. Brian Hutton. Michael Richard Paul Castro. Francesca Vespulia. John Pershing Wills. Scott Chapman Saturday.
Oh, this is a little luncheon.
Frank Barone. Aaron J. Levine. Bradley Jurgen Biscadores. John Iorio. Sean Tomlinson. Michael Robert Rhodes.
All right, slow down, baby.
Olivia Ferrara.
Congratulations.
Olivia G. Corey. Jason Reinstein. Ian Lynch. James William Ruggiero. Max Toglia. Madeline Gerardo. Kyle Kramer. Jesse Parker Giambra. Elena Russo. Benjamin Richard Gillow. Mark Cranston. Rachel Labella. Spencer Markey.
Brianna Graziano. Sarah Ann Dilly. Robert Dilly. Jennifer Lynn Martingano. George Lloyd. Courtney K. Osija. Haley Berliner. Kelly Andres. Natalie Anna Marzano. Andrew James Amiano. Adith Pohl. Noah Chase Bolt. Andres A. Gutierrez. Andrew Zaka. Shannon Roth. Nicole D'Elia. Christian Anthony Simonelli. Amalia Elizabeth Heisler. Ryan Van Dyson. Edson Chang Lin. Lauren Sobel. Nicole E. DeMarco. Luke N. Weber. Isabella Alexandra Bjorkensen. Alexander Peter Boyd. Victoria Hubbinger. Logan Dooley. Andrew Paul Ippolito.
Skylar Dreisbach. Amanda Rose Simone. Danielle Palumbo. Olivia Gloria Milano. Dominic Charles Milano. Connor Fetch. Jessica Monaco. Matthew Monaco. Danielle Ganelli. Joshua Stern. Sarah Beth Asselone. Evan DiPietro. Callie Faulkner. Joseph Kozak. Alex T. Giambalvo. Ryan Cord Blackman. Natasha Rose Lipinski. Keyshawn J. Bethia. Mary Cavallero. Brendan Caprell. Julia Sturpey. John Buckray. Elizabeth Georgia Rinaldi. Chi Lin Sao. Jake Philip Liggis. Michael Doss. Catherine Eileen Smith. David Brink.
Megan Kiara Hickman. Arthur Darius Plashtamaka. David C. Friedrich. Andrew Savino. Michelle Aronow. Alyssa Lopes. Scott Rayner. Matthew L. DeAngelis. Alexandra Foley. Jessica Fisher. Chelsea Cronin. Sarah Illis. Benjamin Carlick. Elizabeth Scalora. Matthew J. Ward. Priscilla D. Crawford. Taylor Hentizak. Olivia Hentizak. Caroline Sheila Butte. Jesse Klein. Connor Evan Budka. Claire Mervis. Jessica Minkoff. Heidi Fergus. Samuel Alamani. Patricia Kozoil. Danielle Nicole Mandiel. Aiden R. Donadia.
Abigail Mara. Fraser Ray. Kayla Stepien. Alexa Paris Juanita Jacobs. Tamara Suchin. Olivia Sperduto. Peyton Sayson. Dylan Sayson. Alexander F. Beanstalk. Nicholas A. Paris. Sonia Wazilishin. Ashley Nicole Oliveira. Alexandra Moriello. Christopher David Hamlet. Gregory Ellenberger. Amanda McMahon. Eileen Doyle. Gianna Montiello. Cecilia Miskovich. Danielle Jolene Amatucci. Michelle Drobish. Jacob A. Kahn. Caitlin Leong. Christopher Michael Sergio. Vincent Michael Garizio. Victoria Pendleton Waller. Angela Lynn Smith. Paulo Arujo.
Shit. I don't think I've ever seen
Alex DiNardo. Samuel Lee Burke Jr. Nicholas Andrew Hoffman. Melissa Jordan Mirabelli. Raymond Meitrowitz. Catherine Ann Chiaricella. Rachel Chiaricella. Christopher J. Tribuna. Remy Markey. John Stamler. Christian M. Perez Santala. Shannon Mondelli. Timothy Robert Humans. Elliot H. Frost. Taylor Christine Rock. Kevin R. Morgan. Neil Shikadans. Deekel Obanda. Emily Shu. Annie O'Halloran. Robert James Imbalzano. Connor Williams.
Amanda St. Clair. And Joshua Peter Quinn. At this time, please welcome back Amanda and Josh, who will present the commencement address for the class of 2015.
Dearly beloved, we are gathered here today to witness the, wrong speech.
Hello, Governor Livingston, and welcome to the class of 2015's graduation ceremony. We'd like to start by introducing ourselves. My name is Amanda St. Clair. I have one cat. My favorite show is Phineas and Ferb, and I'm a professional Angry Birds player, and I am also senior class president.
My name is Josh Quinn. I have one dog. My favorite show is SpongeBob. Unfortunately, I've only ever been to the semi-pro Angry Birds level. My shoes are Prada, and I am executive board president.
We'd like to start by welcoming each person individually to our graduation ceremony. Ms. Ratner, Mr. McKinney, members of the Board of Education, my parents, all parents, my dad, the woman in the sundress sitting in the front row, suave guy wearing a Speedo under his tux, man in the back wearing a Hawaiian button-down, my mom sitting somewhere in this crowd, person in the stands with a vuvuzela, Coach Coughlin, Miss Dybar, Miss Toporek, Mrs. Ringwood for treating 1,000 bloody noses, my brother back from Norway to watch this, and the little girl running in circles over to the left. We wanted to say a special congrats to Mr. McKinney on being appointed Assistant Superintendent next year. Mr. McKinney has been at GL since this palace was a golf course. He came here at age 14 as a freshman. He even went to Governor Livingston University. He has literally never left these halls. So have fun leaving. We are happy for you. Congratulations also to Mr. Zarnecki, the best head custodian ever, who is retiring this year. Also, shout out to Miss Kathleen Alexis, and we'd also like to recognize Miss Hayes as she is retiring this year.
I would like to welcome my mom, my dad, my coaches, my dog, man over to the left wearing a tuxedo. You are overdressed, sir. Sweating dads interspersed throughout the crowd, my friends, my favorite guy from the grocery store, my mom's best friend, my dentist, my godmother who drove here all the way from Florida and totally didn't ask for a shout out in my speech, family, friends, teachers, and staff. We also wanted to say congratulations to Mr. Nixon, who has been named principal for next year and hopefully many years to come. Mr. Nixon was our assistant principal last year and the year before, and he currently ranks as my second favorite assistant principal out of all 5 we've had, so good luck figuring out who's first, Mr. Canigallo and Mrs. Oliveira.
So the dream team up here could give a boring speech about some boring things for 5 boring minutes, or we could tell boring jokes, or we could do exactly what we're going to do, which is talk about important lessons learned in high school, interspersed with some serious jokes.
Now, we could stand up here for an hour and teach you all about physics. I even already have a PowerPoint of over 100 slides with all my knowledge of physics. Thank you for that assignment, and not at all painful assignment, Mr. McGovern. Really appreciated that one. Or I could stand up here and deliver a speech entirely written in French, or I could spend an eternity talking about illusions in Moby Dick, but that's clearly not anything anyone wants to do, Mr. Crane. Instead, we're talking about the things that we learned outside of the classroom that fit in with what we're taught by our teachers. The first lesson that I would like to share ties in with one of Newton's laws. In short, things won't change unless acted on by an unbalanced force. And this, believe it or not, fits in nicely with a lesson I learned sitting on the bench of the soccer field, which is do what makes you happy. Over the first 10 games of the season or so, I was hardly getting any playing time, the team was losing a lot, and I was considering leaving the team. And as I really thought about it, I had absolutely no idea what I wanted to do. So I thought back to the reason why I first signed up for soccer. This was something that I had never thought about before because as long as I could remember, soccer was just something that I did. But I realized the reason soccer was just something that I had always done and had never thought about why was because it made me happy. So I decided that if the time came when being on the soccer team no longer made me happy, I would be that unbalanced force that makes a change, and I would stop. Luckily, that day never came, but I think that this is something that we can all hold with us as we move forward. Do what makes you happy. And if what you're doing doesn't, then you have to be that unbalanced force that changes your situation.
I, too, have spent most of my life busy making others happy. It was only in senior year, during the cross-country season, that I realized I really didn't have time to spend on anyone but myself, and I was done focusing on making others happy. The last 2 running seasons of my junior year put me through an emotional roller coaster in which I contemplated quitting every day. My temporary coach and I were always frustrated. My times were bad, and it was always too cold and rainy. Obviously, I didn't quit, as I was the only athlete this year to receive 12 varsity letters. And next year, I'll be attending college in one of the coldest, most unpleasant places in the Northeast, but it's also the best and most perfect fit, Ithaca College. Do what makes you happy, but sometimes when it doesn't, ignore the bad parts and pay attention only to the things that make you happy. For me, in junior year track, this was my team. My buddies pulled me through and made sure, all for my sake, that we had fun on every run. These girls pushed me through the most confusing time of my life, and the bonds we made that year have never been stronger.
The next lesson I learned eating lunch in some of my favorite teachers' rooms with my friends and while reading Le Petit Prince in French class. En chapitre 21, Le Petit Prince et le Renard parlent sur le mot apprivoiser et le signifie de cet mot. This means in chapter 21, the little prince and the fox talked about the word apprivoiser and its meaning. The fox explains to the little prince that it means to create ties, and the little prince then realizes that what makes something or someone so special is not that they're the only one of their kind, even if there are millions of others like them. What makes them special are the bonds that you share with them. And I truly learned the meaning of this lesson while oftentimes eating lunch in Mr. Chiroka's or Mrs. Tallarico's room. While I would have much rather gone out to Coppola's or to Smashburger for lunch, what made these lunches so special and entertaining was the ties that I had created with the people around me. So the lesson that I'm trying to share is that wherever you go, create these ties with the people around you, because even if you're stuck in a situation that you might not like, these bonds that you have with the people around you will always help. The last lesson that I would like to share today was learned while watching the Friends of Rachel Assembly and while reading Moby Dick. Rather than spend, again, what feels like an eternity discussing Moby Dick, I'll skip to the part which is relevant to us. When the captain of the ship, Ahab, sets out on his quest for vengeance, he dooms the ship and everyone on it to death. But there is one person who can stop it, the first mate Starbuck. But rather than acting and heroically saving everyone on the ship, he chooses to do nothing. Whereas the family and friends of Rachel Scott chose to stand up for something. They chose to stand up for what they and their daughter believed in. And that is something that we should all do with this freedom that we are given. If something is unjust or if something is going on that is wrong, stand up for yourself, stand up for what is right, and stand up for what you believe in, because it only takes one voice to make a change.
Lessons learned in high school are pivotal. They determine what kind of person you'll be. And now, we seniors are finally allowed to let loose and relax, step back from the stress of the school year. High school is over. College or careers are next. No more Saturday morning track meets or 3-hour detentions. Let's all remember that the class of 2015 is the coolest bunch of cats to ever walk the halls at Governor Livingston, and proudly boast that not one of us has ever successfully completed a senior prank.
Yeah. Thank you for listening to Amanda and my speech. Congratulations to, well, us for successfully completing the speech without crying, a feat that I wasn't sure if I could pull off, and a feat that I'm assuming has proved insurmountable for my crying mother in the stands. And it is because of this that I think a fitting end to this speech is both a hearty congratulations to all our fellow graduates and one of my favorite Dr. Seuss quotes. Don't cry because it's over, smile because it happened. Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda and Josh, for your thoughtful and creative remarks. I'd now like to direct your attention to the Governor Livingston Concert Choir and ASL signers who will be performing for good.
that we will never meet again in this lifetime. So let me say before we part, so much of me is made of what I learned from you. You'll be with me like a handprint on my heart. And now whatever way our stories end, I know you have rewritten mine by being my friend. Like a ship
Thank you for that incredible musical selection. Let's give them one more round of applause. Great job, guys. One more time, Senior Class President Amanda St. Clair will present the class gift to school.
On behalf of the class of 2015, I would like to share that the senior class will donate $500 to the Isadora Seibert Teacher Scholarship. Additionally, the seniors would like to present Governor Livingston High School with the check that will be used to purchase an additional water filling station for the students and staff of GL. It is our hope that this gift will benefit the future students of Governor Livingston and have a positive impact on protecting our environment. As we say goodbye to Governor Livingston, the class of 2015 offers a special goodbye to our retiring staff members. Miss Alexis, Mr. Zarnecki, Mrs. Barca, and Mrs. Hayes. We thank them for making Governor Livingston a special place and wish them a long, happy, and healthy retirement. Lastly, as his final graduating class as principal, we would like to thank Mr. McKinney for all that he has done for us and for GL over these past 7 years and present him a plaque to be hung in his new office as Assistant Superintendent so that he can never forget the impact he had on each one of us and our school. In our eyes, you are also a member of the class of 2015.
Thank you very much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, Mrs. Ratner. Parents, families, friends, Board of Education members, faculty, administration, and our honored graduates. Welcome to the 55th Governor Livingston High School commencement ceremony. Tonight we honor our 2015 graduates and award them diplomas for meeting the standards established by the State of New Jersey and the Board of Education. It is a special occasion because our students have far exceeded these requirements and expectations during their time together in our schools. Tonight, we are able to celebrate all that our seniors have already accomplished in their young lives, and at the same time, look forward in great anticipation as we send these young men and women into the world. Many years ago, President Franklin Delano Roosevelt offered that we cannot always build the future for our youth, but we can build our youth for the future. I'm back. Never in the history of this nation has this been more true than today as we send our newest graduates into a fast-paced 21st century society towards careers that are not yet even invented. I am confident that our schools have prepared our students and that their time spent together as Highlanders will serve them well in all of their future endeavors. The class of 2015 began this year with a visit to our Highland roots and the Scottish castles where they shared our musical talents internationally. The soccer team used an epic run through the state tournament to prove that hard work and persistence pay off. Dessert was served first on Thanksgiving Day as the Highlanders crushed that team at the bottom of our hill. Our fencing stars continued to build upon their dynasty, and a return to the ice by Kyle made our hockey team whole once more. On the stage, we journeyed from almost Maine to the cobblestone roads of Rome. The class of 2015 survived a back-to-school night blackout and 5 snow days, which is really much, much easier than their previous years. They defeated the HESPA and avoided the park. Our FBLA and Consumer Bowl teams dominated the competition throughout the state. The baseball team arrived at the prom as sectional champions and returned from the shore with the Group 2 title. Our students left their mark and made a difference everywhere they went. They took care of their own and others who they do not know. Whether through St. Baldrick's, King of Hearts, or Relay for Life, the Highlanders answered the call for those who are in need of help. Faced with sadness and the loss of a mentor and friend, our students, parents, and former Highlanders filled our auditorium to show how much they cared and to celebrate the life of a man who had made our school a better place. These students were at their best when the times were hardest. They have matured and grown as students and as people, and now they are ready for their next steps towards a future filled with possibilities and optimism. Tonight, these students will leave us as GL students and will join the prestigious ranks of Highlander alumni. As they make this transition this evening, I hope that my words will encourage them to reflect upon their high school years and ensure they carry all of the lessons, experiences, and skills with them as they move on to conquer their next goals. As I spoke with and listened to our seniors throughout this spring, I heard them frequently speak of the end of high school with a multitude of feelings. I kept hearing about the last times, sometimes with sadness, other times with great relief. I heard them speak about the emotions they felt while taking the court or the field for the last time with their teammates. I heard them beam with pride about their final performances in Davis Auditorium. I heard them complain about the long line to leave for open campus. And I could feel your pain as you returned food in hand from your last 2-hour lunch away from school. You can ask your parents, but I don't think the 2-hour lunch break exists in the real world. Even more recently, I heard relief as you spoke of your last essay, your last AP exam, your last final. And as I heard about all of these lasts, it occurred to me that the class of 2015 hadn't yet begun thinking of, or talking about the firsts that inevitably follow the list of lasts. Some of these firsts will be fun and exciting, while others will be scary and challenging. You will live away from home and have your first taste of real freedom. At some point, you will miss the comforts of home and make your first homesick phone call or text, I guess. You'll also probably make your first request for some money. You will have your first crazy professor, your first impossible exam. Don't worry, it'll be curved. You will have your first interview, your first rejection letter, your first job offer, and hopefully your first real paycheck. All of your lasts make these exciting new firsts possible. Regardless of what your firsts might hold, I want to remind you that you are prepared and up for the challenge. Always remember that an obstacle is only something you see when you take your eyes off your goal. You have been through good times and hard times. You have persisted and grown stronger through adversity. You have shown great character. You are also great characters that kept things very interesting up on the hill. You were able to laugh together and support each other through sadness. Success in your lives will be achieved by design, not by chance. The impact you have on people is one that provides you an opportunity to last long after your time. The class of 2015 has made that impact on me. I hope that when you have time to reflect, that you will say the same about your time at GL, and that you will remember your days at Governor Livingston with great pride. As we walk up the hill as a class for the last time together, always remember, you are ready, exciting firsts await you, you are Highlanders, you are the class of 2015. Congratulations and good luck. At this time, I'd like to reintroduce Mrs. Judy Ratner, our Superintendent of Schools.
Good evening, and a special welcome to our parents, grandparents, families, teachers, and administrators of our honored guests, the class of 2015. Graduates, this is your last official experience as a Governor Livingston High School student. In a short while, you will be a member of an elite group, GL alumni. But before you move on, I'd like to share a few thoughts with you. By all accounts, yours is an outstanding class of young men and women. This is true on every academic front. It is true athletically. It is true musically and dramatically, debate-wise and otherwise. You have many special gifts, skills, and abilities. Indeed, yours is a talented class. Now, I have a request. Maybe you should think of it as a challenge. Nevertheless, I want you to do something, and I'd like you to commit to it. I want you to give your talent away. That's right, I want you to give your talent away. Perhaps I should explain. I subscribe to the cost of living theory. I hope you've heard of it. It states the cost of living is giving. Perhaps an example might better serve to make this point. The Sea of Galilee is a marvelously productive body of water. It is alive with fish and other forms of aquatic life. Now, the Sea of Galilee maintains this wonderful productiveness while always emptying itself in the Jordan River, and the Jordan River flows to the Dead Sea. We all know that nothing grows in the Dead Sea. Nothing grows around the Dead Sea. And the Dead Sea has no outlet. It only receives. Something of this is true of you and me. As long as we can give of ourselves to share with others, we remain fresh and productive. But if we ever reach the point of just sitting back to receive, something begins to die within us. So, you see, the cost of living is giving. Now that we are clear on the importance of giving, allow me to make a point about talent. Talent is invisible. We cannot see it, but we can see the uses of talent. Think about Shakespeare. He had talent. How do we know? Shakespeare left a literary legacy that has withstood the test of time. Helen Keller had talent. How do we know? She overcame physical obstacles that most of us can't imagine in order to serve as an inspiration to others. Albert Einstein had talent. How do we know? His scientific contributions are the basis for much of what we know about physics. Einstein not only had talent, but believed deeply that only a life lived in the service of others is worth living. Each of these had talent, but we would never have known of them except for the fact that they gave their talent away. I'm reminded of the lyrics of a song from The Sound of Music, 16 going on 17. I will not torture you by singing the lyrics, but I believe Hammerstein was eloquent when he wrote, "A bell is not a bell until you ring it. A song is not a song until you sing it. Love in the heart is not put there to stay. Love is not love until you give it away." Think about those lines. A bell is nothing more than a mass of metal. A song is written words and musical notes on paper. And love is an emotion. But when we use a bell, it rings. When we sing a song, we give it voice, feeling, and heart. And when we express our love, we give it action and behavior. Well, the same is true with talent. Talent is not talent until you use it. We only know of Shakespeare, Helen Keller, and Einstein because they used their talent. They literally gave their talent away so that others might gain from it. And you can give your talent away as well. Remember my request. I ask you to think of it as a challenge. The challenge comes in the form of 10 two-letter words. Listen carefully. If it is to be, it is up to me. Will you take this challenge? I hope you do. Einstein stated, 100 times every day, I remind myself that my life depends on the labors of others, and that I must exert myself in order to give in the measure as I have received. In my estimation, the best books have yet to be written. The best paintings have yet to be painted. The best governments are yet to be formed. The best is yet to come. The best will come from each of you, each one of you, if you use your talent and make it happen. And so, members of the class of 2015, recognize that your talents are deeply rooted here in GL, and that as you take your wings, remember to give your talent away. It will not be lost, but rather, it will multiply and enrich your life, and more importantly, the lives of others. So graduates, good luck and goodbye. Remember to come back and tell us all about your adventures. We wish you well.
Thank you, Mrs. Ratner. I think we made it. I would like to thank everyone for joining us here this evening to celebrate our graduation. And my students were very nervous about this part. They didn't know when it was going to happen. So now, it's time for you to throw your hats. On behalf of Mrs. Ratner, the Board of Education, and the faculty of Governor Livingston, I would like to congratulate our graduates and wish them well in their future.